Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be looking at fitting a Towbar here, in this area somewhere, to my Mini. Some of you may have already seen on Instagram I purchased a trailer a little while back, just at the midsummer-ish over here, and it's got a roof tent on it. That was the reason I bought it, but I want to utilise the trailer as well with my Mini, so that's why I got this cheap Towbar off eBay. There's no fitting kit and it's a little bit unconventional style one, but I'll talk you through what I've done so far to get it to fit. So let me just flick you around to the other side and I'll show you the Towbar. Right, so this is the Towbar I purchased off eBay. Now I couldn't find a fitting kit or anyone else who has this same style, because the conventional one is a single bar that runs down the centre to the back. But through trial and error I figured out how they would have fitted it. So at the back they gave me these 2-inch bits of tube that would have gone here, and that would have bolted straight up underneath the seat, as in the back bench seat. This part here would have bolted to the rear bar of the subframe, so the right angle bracket there. These 4 bolted into the valance, and then there was a right angle plate here at the top, which I've cut off now, but that bolted onto where the bumper would mount on that seam lip that hangs out. Now I've cut that off and I've reutilised that underneath the car as a strengthener for where it mounts to the subframe here, so it's a bit thicker. And then on the back here, because I've adjusted the angles and I've pushed a gap between, made a gap between here and the actual rear valance, now I don't need the spacing on the back. So I've used like a 1-inch wide rebar there, just as like a fat washer in a way. I'm going to bolt it up so there's no spacing there. With it as well, I got the 7-pin plug I needed, and I just got the stuff off the internet here to work out what colours match to what. So what I'll do now is I'll shuffle you over to the car and show you where I've measured from and how I've worked it out and how it should mount. Right, so this is that right angle bracket that I cut out and I've fitted to help strengthen up the rear part of the subframe. Further down the bottom there, this bit just here, where you can see it's welded on that bit of plate down the bottom, I measured from that side all the way to the opposite side where it's welded, and then I've halved it, found my centre point in the middle here, worked the gapping of the bolts that are on the Towbar, and then halved it, and then given me my centre point perfectly here. And I've literally just drilled through and dropped my bolts through the top. I've also, I don't know if you see the heads of them here, drilled 3 holes here for extra grippage there, for in case pulling force. And then if I just turn you to the back of the car, once I'd got that right, it's a little bit hard to see, but you can see the 2 bolts that are just pushing through underneath the back bench of the car, and that's where the back of the actual Towbar will mount. And on my exhaust here, so I have my own custom exhaust bracket here. What I had to do is I had to cut it, the section out where I want the Towbar to go through, and then weld another bar, you can see just here below it, to still give it its strength, like that. And then I'll just show you what it looks like on the inside quickly. So on the inside here, this is the back seat area. You can see the 2 bolt heads just here as they go through with a couple of large washers on them. Right, so what I'll do is I'll get fitting it, and then we'll have a look what it looks like at the end. Right guys, now I've had a bit of time to tidy up after fitting that. I'll take you over there now, show you the tow bar, how it's fitted and what the mounting points now look like. If you look over here as well, I've got the trailer out ready next to it to plug it in and test the lights and stuff to make sure they're all working. So let's go have a look at how that fits and how it looks. Right, so now you can see here where the wiring for the tow bar comes in here off the 7-pin plug. I've scotch clipped it already, and in the comments what I'll leave is the colour coding for it to help you do it yourself if you need to. Punch a hole through the boot floor and it comes underneath. And if we go under here, you'll see the tow bar there underneath the boot lid. Comes down to here. See, there's 2 fresh nylock nuts just here, and then there's a good gapping just there between the exhaust bracket and that gets to focus up. So yeah, nice gap here, and then a bit further back the 2 bolts come straight through the boot floor there and come through the tow bar. And then if we go on the inside, I had to devise a way to tie things up because I didn't have anyone to help me. So what I did is I put a jack on top of the spanner and on top of the bolt head to hold it in place, and then wedge against the back of the seat. But that's them in there. See if I can adjust it a bit brighter. Just down there, yeah, a little bit better, but there. So that's that in there, and then let's close this boot lid. That's what the final result looks like. Not bad, eh? What I'll do now is I'll just pull this trailer around here, hitch it up, and we'll see what the lights do. Right, I hope that video helped. It wasn't a full instruction, it was more just of what's going on and what I'm fitting on the car right now and where I'm at with it. Another thing I just want to touch upon is the paint. We rushed it to get it painted for Skegfest this year. Just before that week before Skegfest, we'd done new sills, inner sills as well, and we'd done front floor pans because they were looking a bit patchy. Weren't necessary, but I wanted to get them done so they look fresh. Seam sealed them, under sealed all that underneath done, and then we put new A panels, new flip front mounts. So basically the tabs that bolt through the wing, I fitted a new style of them on there. And then we were rushing to get it painted. We tried a new paint, didn't quite work out. It reacted and started blistering everywhere. I don't really care, I just left it as it is, and next spring I'll probably remat it again and not go for this gloss attempt again. But we'll see, in the future we'll tell what I'll do next. I hope this was helpful again, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye.